What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our Champions League last 16 preview here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds travel over to Istanbul to take on Galatasaray in the first leg of this last 16 tie. A quick reminder to you guys that it is a 5:45 kickoff, meaning our coverage will be starting from 4:30 on Tuesday. As always with these preview videos, I'm going to go through, give you my thoughts ahead of the game, my predicted 11 and score prediction. We'll give you the officials, a bit of a fact file on our opponents, and a few other bits and pieces that we hope have you fully prepared for this one. I don't know really what to expect, in all honesty. We know we played them over there in the league phase of the Champions League, lost by 1-0. It was a pretty frustrating match for a lot of reasons. Some of the gamesmanship or the lack of sportsmanship from Galatasaray rolling around, killing the clock. I do hope we have a strong set of officials for this one, and I will show you those officials in a moment. Injury-wise for the Reds heading into this, well, there was some concern that maybe Alexis McAllister would have been injured when he went off of that dead leg, but it looks as if we've got nothing to worry about in that department. Apart from that, it is the other long-term absentees that we've had for the most part of the season, so no new names to add in there. So Arna pretty much should have a similar set of players available to him. Obviously, Hugo Ekitike fully rested, having played no part in the FA Cup as well. So let's have a look at the officials for this one. Then we'll look at the form coming into the game and a bit of a head-to-head and a bit of a background on our opponent. So let's have a look at the officials first. The referee is Jesus Gil Manzano. His assistant referees are going to be Angel Nevado. Guadalupe Porras Ayuso is going to be his other assistant. Video assistant referee Guillermo Cuadra Fernandez. And then assistant referee Valentin Gomez, with fourth official Juan Martinez Moera. I'm not going to pretend that I know who any of those people are, ladies and gentlemen, but I do hope that they have a pair on them, let's just say, because you're going to have to stand up to some pretty difficult circumstances over in Galatasaray. We know how lively the Galatasaray fans can be, and I do mean that in a complimentary way. It's their job to get behind their team, so I hope we have a strong set of officials. Right. Finished 20th in the league phase, Galatasaray, meaning that they had to play a playoff. They defeated Juventus 7-5 on aggregate to reach the last 16. Galatasaray have been strong at home in Europe, winning 3 of their last 5 Champions League home games this season. Liverpool have kept 4 clean sheets in their last 5 Champions League matches going into this one, and the Reds have only ever beaten Galatasaray once in a competitive match. They're not great omens. Let's hope that we can turn that around this time. Head-to-head wise, well, this is what we're looking at, ladies and gents. Of course, we alluded to the game in Galatasaray earlier on this season that finished Gala 1, Liverpool 0. Champions League 0-6-0-7. It was Galatasaray 3, Liverpool 2, and then the reverse fixture, reverse scoreline, Liverpool 3, Galatasaray 2. Recent form coming into this one for our opponents. Well, as you can see, in the Turkish Super League, they beat Besiktas by 1-0. In the Turkish Cup, they knocked out Alanyaspor as well by 2-1. In the in the Turkish Super League, it was Galatasaray 3, Alanyaspor 1, and then Champions League, Juventus 3, Galatasaray 2, and Kayserispor 2, Galatasaray 0 in the Turkish Super League. So that is a bit of a fact file, our opponents, ladies and gents. That is the head-to-head coming into this one. Now we get into the fun stuff. We talk about my predicted 11, and of course then we finish up with a score prediction. In this one, there will be some changes to it. I'm going to try my best to justify the decisions that I've made. Let's start off with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs. So, no real surprises here, ladies and gentlemen. It is Alisson Becker, Ibrahim Konate, and your captain, Virgil van Dijk. It was good to see Virgil get even 10 minutes rest in the FA Cup game. And, of course, Konate was a late substitute brought on. So, he should be a little bit rested, as much football as these guys have played. So, that's the centre-backs and the goalkeeper. Now we move into the full-back positions. This is what I've gone for here. Jeremy Frimpong to come back in at right back, and on the opposite side, because it's away from home in a difficult environment, I would want the experience of Andy Robertson. He did very well in the FA Cup game as well, so I would double down and give Robbo this one and then have Milos Kerkez come back in for the league game against Spurs. So my back 5, Alisson Becker in goal, Jeremy Frimpong at right back, Andy Robertson at left back, Konate and Van Dijk. Still with me? I hope you are. Let's get into midfield. So this is what I've gone for here. I've gone for Dominic Szoboszlai, Ryan Gravenberch and Florian Wirtz to be our midfield 3. I think you probably see where this one's going. You could make an argument to put Alexis McAllister in there and maybe put Wirtz out on the left-hand side, and I wouldn't be against that whatsoever. But I want to get a certain youngster into the starting 11. So for me, Wirtz in the advanced number 10 position, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai a little bit deeper. We are going to need Dom's legs over there, and we're going to need some creativity as well, because it isn't going to be a free-flowing game. It might take a moment of magic. It might take a moment of brilliance to unlock that Galatasaray defence. So that's the midfield that I would go with. Now, the wide areas, ladies and gentlemen. This truly was a difficult decision, because at one point I was weighing up the option of playing Gomez at right back, putting Frimpong on the right wing, and playing neither Salah or Gakpo. But I have to look at what I think is realistic here, and realistically, this is what I would do. I would put Rio Ngamoa on the left. I would keep Mohamed Salah on the right, because, well, look, it's the Champions League, and Mo usually shows up in these moments. So, for me, that is the front line that I would go with. Yes, you could make a case to drop Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo, or you could make an equally good case to play both of them. I'd like to get the middle ground here. So, Rio on the left, Salah on the right, and then through the middle. I don't think you're going to have any surprises with this one, to be quite honest. Of course, it is Mr. Hugo Ekitike through the middle. So that's my 11, ladies and gentlemen. Alisson in goal, Frimpong at right back, Robertson at left back, Kanade and Van Dijk in the centre back positions, a midfield of Slavenberch, there you go, Slavenberch, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and Wirtz. I'm always making up these cute little nicknames that aren't by accident because I'm an idiot. So that's my midfield. Then up top, Rio Ngamoa on the left. On the right hand side, Mohamed Salah and Hugo Ekitike through the middle. Now this game could be one that we look to the bench in, and we would have McAllister, we would have Cody Gakpo. So if the manager needs to mix it up, let's say bring Gakpo on centrally again if we're trying to see out the game, or have somebody up the top to hold the ball up. That's the type of thing I'm thinking about here. So you want to have some ability to make changes from the bench, but also want to go out there with a team that you think can get the job done. And I want to see if Rio can handle it, because he isn't going to get many more difficult environments than going away Galatasaray. Now, for what it's worth, I absolutely do think he can handle it. He showed at St. James's Park what he's made of, the tremendous bravery he showed to just take that opportunity first time and score it. So that's the 11. Now, score prediction. This one was a little bit more difficult, because the Liverpool fan in me, of course, wants to think we'll go over there, swashbuckling Liverpool and beat them by a hatful of goals. But realistically, this is what I think will happen. I've gone for a 2-2 draw, and then Liverpool to get the job done at Anfield in the reverse fixture. I do think there's going to be goals in this game. I do think Galatasaray are going to really have a go. They're not great on the road in Europe, as been seen many, many times. So they're going to look at this home fixture, and they're going to want something to take to Anfield for the second leg. So that is pretty much where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. I've gone for a 2-2 scoreline. That is the 11 that I've gone for. Again, a reminder that we're going to be here from 4:30, so an early one, which is good, because we get to kick back then and we get to watch the other Champions League games in the 8 o'clock kick-off slot. So for me, that is it, ladies and gents. Appreciate you tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. If you're watching this late on Sunday night, I'll see you on Monday for the late night agenda. If I don't see you then hopefully I'll see you back here on Tuesday, of course, at 4:30, as we get underway again in the Champions League. Much love, my friends. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.